media are trying to plant this seed that the White House is having buyer's remorse. I think was the article you sent me.
Yep.
In regards to
think about that statement. They're having buyer's remorse. Think about that. So like they just bought her.
Mm-hmm.
Like not that she didn't work to be in this position. Mm-hmm. She didn't work. She couldn't have worked to be in this position because they had to purchase her to be in this position.
So wait a minute, Sean. So she didn't have the whole world of AKAs rocking chucks and pearls and going to the polls and bringing and doing get out to vote and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
So she didn't bring that dynamic to the table. She just got on the ticket as a woman and just rolled Joe Biden's reputation on into the White House. Like, because I didn't see it going down like that.
I didn't either.
You know,
but
like Ski Wheat was out there heavy,
bro. Yeah.
All right. And then they also were critical of her not going specifically to the Mexican border when the problem is in the triangle countries of, I believe it's Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. So she's down there, and some of the stuff she said, I don't know. She said, "Don't come," and I'm like, "What did she say wrong?" Like right. She's saying, "You traveling thousands of miles, through dangerous territories. Exactly. You paying tens of thousands of dollars to people that don't care about you, and basically will take whatever chance they can to get you to the border and get rid of you. And
why
would you do that?" So the people on the left that was critical of that, what was she supposed to say? Now, to the people on the right that are mad that she didn't want to go and do a photo op and an army fatigue and, on the border, like, give me a break. What have we been talking about that where the problems are at? That's where they need to start talking about, like, making those places safer and more economically viable for their own citizens. And that starts there. Then once you get that going now, and this should be going on now, talking to Mexico about, bro, like, y'all just let motherfuckers just come freely through this motherfucker? Like, damn, like.
Y'all not, like, we ain't asking y'all to stop everybody, but it's like, damn, y'all can at least help out.
Help out a little bit. Whatever. So it's just crazy how, and I'll go back to 2008 real quick. We were coming out of recession, and it was basically like, okay, we elected the black guy. When is he going to fix everything? When is he going to make the world better? When is he going to, cure cancer, do this, do that, whatever. And once again, it's like, why do some white people have so little patience with black people in power? And we don't even have to go all the way up to the vice. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I'll take this down to the lower. It just seems like some white people just have a problem with black people being in charge. And I'll stay in the presidential example and use it like this. There were many people who I knew that I would never have considered racist or anything close to it. Just and this is from their actions, not just from not saying the N word, just from their actions, how they live their life, whatever. But as soon as it was clear that Obama was going to win, and I'm not talking about one or two, I'm talking about hundreds of people I knew became Republican. And, you know, some of them tried to explain and, and beat around the bush, you know, to just not wanting a black person in charge, saying, I think there should be a black president one day, Sky. I just don't think he's the one. I'm like, who are you to say that?
Right.
Like, other than voting against him, but you are changing parties because of it. That man ain't that bad. I don't care what I find out about him, you know. And
man ain't
so
nobody, man.
So it's just crazy to me how it's always like, oh, now you in charge. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And you always have to be like great. You always have to be so much better. And I don't get that dynamic where the litmus test for white people is rather low. I'm not, bro. Look, I'm gonna let you jump in here, man. My bad.
No.
What's the guy from CNN who got caught masturbating on Zoom? Like, look how long it took for him, and he right back on TV. And do y'all understand how much people make for these little TV appearances they be on? I'm not talking about people that come from other companies and they're like a contributor. That's some good money, but you know, that's tens of thousands appearance, whatever. But do y'all understand people who make regular appearances every day make? Like, these are easily 6-figure.
Right.
And he goes from, this wasn't something, he made a mistake or whatever. No, dude couldn't even control himself enough during a call to wait to get off the call to do that. And as soon as they feel like people ain't thinking about it no more, they slip them right back there on TV.
Slipping right back on in, bro. Make sure he good in the hood.
So that's what I'm getting at, man. I just want to, and look, I ain't saying this man ain't supposed to be able to make a living, but why isn't it not like black folks? You know, when they make a mistake, oh, you know, but he shouldn't be able to be a professional athlete anymore. You know, like, you want him to suffer. Why can't this man suffer? You know, and take a job beneath him. Y'all want people who don't want to go off unemployment to go back to work and take these lower jobs? Why can't this man who lost his job through a dumb action of his own take a production assistant job or something now?
Nah, fam. You gotta shut up and dribble.
So that's all I'm getting at. Like, why are the consequences? You know, like, look how long it took them to fire the member of the Oregon State House. And they had pictures of him from January 6th on January 7th. You know what I'm saying? And it's June and he just got fired.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that shit, because a lot of times, man, I damn sure don't try to rationalize it, but I try to think about it in the frame of maybe we looking at it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not that deep,
Sean. And I know it's your turn, but I got to stop you right there, and I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
Back in 2009, I was telling members of the Lynchburg Democratic Committee, in which I was the second vice chair at the time, I said that this movement that's coming along that they're talking about fiscal responsibility and the deficit we didn't hear about ever. And now as soon as the black man get the checkbook, that's the first thing they start to bring up. I'm like, if we don't nip this nonsense in the bud, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And here we are. So when you say, "Oh, it's hell yeah," it's it's worse than what we think, man.
You're right.
And you know what I mean when I say it's worse? Because they know that them saying what they say, doing what they do, just delays it. It's obstruction. It's like what's what they say when you just try to like change the subject, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is. They know what they're doing. That's what makes it even worse.
No, you're right. You're right. You're damn sure right, bro. Damn
guns, man. It's always a sticky subject, and then no, that's wrong. I won't go there. Scratch that. Let's just talk about this Florida gentleman. No, because that's wrong. Like, the guns didn't have anything to do with this. This had to do with, nope, and my bad. Let's talk about Timothy Wall. All right. He went to Publix after publicly posting a desire to kill children. And he gunned down a grandmother and a toddler at a Florida Publix in Palm Beach County. Once again, scratch everything I said about guns. This has nothing to do with guns. Sean, you know how close I am with Roz.
Right.
And everybody know he's a Muslim.
Right.
And I can't even think about the different things that people of Muslim faith and the Islam community go through based on the actions of very few.
Exactly.
Like as soon as they put Ahmad or Muhammad to a crime, an entire community gets death threats. Look that funny. You knew about this and you harbored him. You funded his terrorism, and all of you are just like him. Yet, Sean, over and over and over and over. And the only reason I can't keep saying over is because we don't have a lot of time. Over again. White men do some of the most heinous acts.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is it not like, whoa, we better start watching down for these crazy ass white men. They go, when I say they, society goes out of its way to not first talk about how bad the crime is and how messed up the crime is. What do, Sean? They try to fix the excuse and and bake the defense already into reporting the story.
The first thing they say is, especially about this particular person, he has schizophrenia and he wasn't taking his meds. And if you look at it, they do that on all of them. Every single one of them has a mental issue and they weren't taking their meds. Not that the fact that they're fucking nuts. It's they're not taking their meds. Every single fucking time, bro.
So that
doesn't stop, bro. When, like, yo, and I didn't mean to cut you, but I think about this in the terms of this, and it's not the same, but I look at it in this retrospect. When right now we have the issue of black men and black women constantly going at each other's neck. You know what I'm saying? You got the Kevin Samuels in the world and all these other dudes